When disaster strikes, society changes fast. The rules that once held everything together begin to break down. And in those moments, ordinary people, neighbors, co-workers, even friends can turn into something else entirely. They loot, take, and justify. And what's terrifying is that it doesn't take much for it to happen. Today on Deck of Facts, we're counting down 10 reasons ordinary people turn into looters when society collapses, and what history has already taught us about how fragile civilization really is. Let's jump into the countdown. 10. Survival instinct overrides morality. When basic needs like food, water, and safety vanish, the human brain switches to survival mode. Morality takes a back seat to biology. After Hurricane Katrina, psychologists observed that many looters weren't criminals, they were simply hungry. In survival mode, need becomes justification. The scary truth? Anyone can cross that line when survival feels threatened. 9. Breakdown of authority. When police, military, and local governments collapse or vanish, order becomes perception. If people believe no one is in charge, chaos fills the vacuum. During the 1992 Los Angeles riots, the withdrawal of law enforcement in certain areas led to widespread looting. Not because everyone wanted to steal, but because they believed no one would stop them. Without authority, the law becomes optional. 8. Group mentality takes over. Crowds change people. In large groups, individuals feel anonymous and less accountable for their actions. It's called de-individuation, and it's been studied for decades. When looting begins, each person tells themselves, everyone's doing it, it's not just me. The group becomes a shield for guilt. History shows this in every riot, from the French Revolution to modern-day disasters. 7. Perceived injustice. Sometimes looting isn't about survival, it's about revenge. When people feel abandoned, exploited, or ignored by those in power, looting becomes a statement. It's not about taking, it's about getting back. Sociologists studying looting during the 1977 New York blackout found many looters didn't even need what they took. They wanted to send a message. We've been left behind. When justice feels gone, destruction feels justified. 6. The collapse of social trust. Civilization runs on trust. Trust that stores will reopen, that the government will respond, that neighbors won't harm you. But in crisis, that trust evaporates. And when no one trusts anyone, self-interest takes over. That's when people stop thinking, we'll get through this together, and start thinking, I need to get mine before it's gone. In many historical disasters, this shift is what separates cooperation from collapse. If this kind of psychological breakdown fascinates you, subscribe to Deck of Facts. We dive deep into the history, politics, and human psychology behind survival, and how understanding the past could prepare you for the future. New videos drop 3 times a week, and trust me, what's coming next will change how you see civilization forever. Now let's keep going. 5. Supply chain collapse. The moment people realize help isn't coming, panic begins. During major disasters, food deliveries stop, gas stations close, and shelves empty within hours. That scarcity triggers desperation. Looting often starts at supermarkets, not luxury stores, because people are fighting over essentials. It's not greed, it's the collapse of logistics. 4. The power of rumors. False information spreads faster than any virus. When communication systems fail, rumors fill the gap and fear becomes action. People loot because they believe everything is gone, or that others are looting already. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. In the 1970s blackout in New York, looting spiked not when power went out, but when radio rumors spread that the city's abandoned. Panic spreads faster than truth. 3. Psychological contagion. Emotions are contagious. Fear, excitement, and adrenaline can spread through a crowd like wildfire. Once a few people start smashing windows, others feel drawn in, not from malice, but momentum. The chaos itself becomes intoxicating. This is why military and disaster response teams are trained to contain crowds early, because once the energy spirals, logic disappears. 2. Moral disengagement. Most people don't want to think of themselves as bad. So they justify, I'm just taking what the government owes me. They have insurance. Everyone else is doing it. These are the mental gymnastics that turn good people into opportunists. The more people around them act out, the easier it is to silence that inner voice of conscience. This mechanism has been seen in everything from wartime looting to natural disasters. It's not evil, it's rationalization under stress. 1. The illusion of collapse. Here's the most chilling reason of all. Sometimes people loot because they believe the world has ended, even when it hasn't. Sociologists call this catastrophic thinking, the sense that there's no going back. And when people believe there's no tomorrow, the rules of today stop mattering. After Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, researchers found some communities began looting days before aid arrived, not because they wanted to, but because they were convinced civilization had ended. The illusion of collapse is often worse than collapse itself. Looting isn't just a crime, it's a mirror. It shows how thin the line between order and chaos really is. History proves that ordinary people don't become looters because they're evil. They do it because fear, scarcity, and survival instincts override the systems that usually keep us civilized. Understanding that is about preparation, because when the next disaster comes, knowing how and why society fractures might be the key to surviving it. Thanks for watching Deca Facts. If you found this video eye-opening, hit subscribe, drop a comment on what you'd do differently in a real collapse, and stay tuned for the next countdown.